provided me a lot of grace, but always was there to be a shoulder to lean on and to really help me. I feel like I can continue to show up and be the same person that I am.
Was promoting the crap out of this event. And they also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world.
The LPGA just pulled off the marketing move of the century. They took Caitlin Clark, a basketball player who's never gone pro in golf, and made her the star of their show. Fans were begging for TV coverage just to watch her play. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what's even crazier? The WNBA, where Clark actually plays, didn't make a peep about it. It's like they forgot they have a superstar on their hands. How did this happen? And what does it mean for women's sports? Let's dive in. The LPGA just pulled off a marketing masterclass, and it's all thanks to Caitlin Clark. Picture this. A basketball superstar steps onto a golf course, and suddenly, everyone's watching. Clark, who's never even played pro golf, became the main attraction at an LPGA event. It's like she brought her basketball fans with her, and they were all dying to see her swing a club. You know what's wild? Thousands of people showed up just to watch Clark play golf. We're talking about crowds you'd expect at a major tournament, not a regular LPGA event.
Now, from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. Did my expectations, for one, and exceeded a lot of people's expectations of what she could actually do during her rookie season.
Fans were practically begging for TV coverage. They wanted to see every moment of Clark's golf debut, even if she wasn't exactly a pro. Here's the kicker. This tournament wasn't even supposed to be on TV at first. But Clark's presence changed everything. The LPGA saw an opportunity and ran with it. They paired Clark with their #1 player, Nelly Korda. It's like they knew this combo would create fireworks, and boy were they right. The pairing of Clark and Korda was genius. It's like when you mix two of your favorite foods and discover something even better. The basketball star and the golf champion together on one course. That's a recipe for excitement. And it worked. The media went crazy. Suddenly, this golf tournament was getting attention from sports channels, news outlets, and social media. Everyone wanted a piece of the action. Clark's appearance did more than just draw crowds. It brought new eyes to women's golf. People who might never have watched an LPGA event before were tuning in, all because of Caitlin Clark. The LPGA took a chance on a basketball player, and it paid off big time. But hold on, because this story's just getting started. While the LPGA was riding high on the Clark wave, another major sports league was suspiciously quiet. And that silence? It's about to make some serious noise. While the LPGA was basking in the Caitlin Clark spotlight, the WNBA was eerily quiet. You'd think they'd be all over this, right? But nope, not a peep from Clark's own league. It's like they suddenly forgot how to use their social media accounts. Now the WNBA usually knows how to hype up their stars. They're all about showing off player achievements, game highlights, and those cool behind-the-scenes moments. But when Clark stepped onto that golf course, radio silence. No tweets, no Instagram posts, nothing. It's like Clark vanished from their radar the moment she picked up a golf club. Fans noticed, and they weren't happy.
But the WNBA posted nothing. Zero. Posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this Pro-Am event.
It ain't hype. They can legitimately play. It ain't like people trying to hype them up.
They took to social media, calling out the WNBA for dropping the ball. People were scratching their heads, wondering why Clark's own league wasn't celebrating her success. One fan even said the LPGA treated Caitlin like the superstar she is, while the WNBA acted like her success was an afterthought. Ouch. So why the silent treatment? Some think the WNBA might be scared of making Clark too big of a deal. Maybe they're worried about other players feeling left out or causing drama in the league. It's like they're stuck in this old school way of thinking where they can't shine too bright a light on one player. But here's the thing. This isn't the first time the WNBA has been criticized for not promoting Clark enough. Even during her rookie season, fans were frustrated. They felt like the league wasn't doing enough to show off her record-breaking performances. It's like the WNBA can't see the gold mine they're sitting on. This silent treatment could come back to bite the WNBA. By not jumping on the Clark bandwagon, they're missing out on a huge chance to get more eyes on their league. It's making people wonder if the WNBA needs to shake up how they market their stars. But hold on, because this Clark story isn't over yet. While the WNBA was playing it cool, something else was heating up on that golf course. And it's about to change the game for women's sports in a way no one saw coming. You won't believe what happened when Caitlin Clark showed up at Pelican Golf Club. This basketball superstar rolled in just 18 minutes before tee time. And boom, the whole place went nuts. It's like she flipped a switch, and suddenly this golf course felt more like a rock concert. Imagine this. Fans started showing up at 6:30 in the morning. That's crazy early, right? But they weren't there for the usual golf stars. Nope. They were all about Clark. These folks wanted to catch every second of her warm-up, like they were waiting for a basketball game to start. It's wild how Clark brought this whole new energy to the course.
LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day, giving Caitlin Clark too much praise. They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much and forget about everyone else who came before her.
And let's talk about Clark's style. She didn't just show up to play, she came to make a statement. Those flashy gold-soled Nike golf shoes? They were turning heads left and right. It's like she brought a bit of basketball swag to the golf world, and people were loving it. But here's what's really cool. Clark wasn't just there to play, she was connecting with everyone around her. She was signing autographs, chatting with fans, and just being her awesome self. Even Annika Sorenstam, the tournament host, was all praise. She said Clark was down to earth and thanked her for being part of the event. It's like Clark made friends with the whole golf world in one day. You know what's crazy? Clark's appearance was so huge it changed TV schedules. This event wasn't even supposed to be on TV at first, but Clark's star power changed all that. Suddenly, everyone wanted to watch, and the Pro-Am broadcast saw a big jump in viewers. Here's the kicker. Clark didn't just show up and play. She boosted interest in women's golf like nobody's business. Social media was buzzing, more people were tuning in, and everyone was talking about this basketball star on a golf course. After her round, Clark was super grateful, thanking Gainbridge for having her there and praising their support of women's sports. But hold on, because this isn't even the biggest part of the story. What Clark did next? It's about to change everything we know about women's sports. Remember when people said women's sports would never pull in big crowds? Well, Caitlin Clark just blew that idea out of the water. Her games are breaking viewership records left and right. But here's the real shocker. It's not just basketball that's feeling the Clark effect. Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball star anymore. She's become this amazing bridge between different sports. Think about it. She's got basketball fans watching golf now. That's huge. It's like she's got this magic touch that makes people interested in women's sports they never cared about before.
Giving Caitlin, the kind of props that she deserves for bringing all these eyeballs and, the Caitlin Clark effect that we talk about, viewership, money, all of those things.
Obviously, we see her shooting, we see her passing, we see all that stuff on the floor, but a lot of that comes from a lot of hard work. She's in the gym almost all the time working on her game.
For years, women's sports struggled to get attention. TV networks didn't want to show their games, and sponsors weren't interested. It was tough. But now, things are changing fast, and Clark is right at the center of it all. Let's talk numbers for a second. You know how many people watched Clark's game against Chicago? It peaked at 2.3 million viewers. That's insane. And it's not just one game. The WNBA broke 18 network records this season. That's like breaking a record every other week. It's not just the WNBA either. The whole women's sports world is feeling this boost. Other leagues are trying to copy what's happening with Clark. They're looking for their own superstars, trying to create these big moments that get people talking. Here's what's really cool. Experts are saying this isn't just a one-time thing. They think we're seeing the start of something big. It's like all these things are coming together at the right time. Better TV coverage, more social media buzz, and stars like Clark who people just love to watch. So what does this mean for the future? Imagine turning on your TV and seeing women's sports everywhere. Not just basketball, but soccer, tennis, golf. you name it, and stadiums packed with fans cheering for their favorite female athletes. That could be where we're headed. For us fans, this is awesome. We're gonna see more amazing athletes, more exciting games.
The LPGA did literally everything correct. They capitalized on the moment. They found a way to put it on television. They allowed people to be there.
When you talk about greats in this game, you know, the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and the Steph Currys, like they are putting her in that category, the Diana Taurasi's.
And probably some cool new sports we never paid attention to before. It's like the whole world of sports is opening up. And it all started with a basketball player picking up a golf club. How crazy is that? Caitlin Clark isn't just shaking up basketball. She's rewriting the rules for all of women's sports. Think about it. A basketball star shows up at a golf event, and suddenly everyone's watching. That's the Clark effect, and it's spreading like wildfire. This isn't about one superstar or one sport anymore. It's about breaking down walls and bringing in new fans from all over. Clark's making people excited about women's sports they never cared about before. It's like she's got this magic touch that turns everything she does into gold. So here's the deal. Next time you see a women's sports event, give it a shot. You might just catch the start of something huge. Who knows? You could be watching the next big star who's going to change everything, just like Clark did. Women's sports are on fire right now, and you don't want to miss out on the action.